The Sniper Elite series has always been one packed with content. Once the series got to its third entry, much of the concept was being realized by implementing a larger map structure, allowing for a great amount of variation and replay value. This resulted in a considerable amount of single-player content, but at the same time, Sniper Elite had a wealth of co-op content. The entire campaign can be played in co-op. Since the missions are largely hands-off, this allows for the co-op to have a lot of freeform in how you and your friend choose to tackle those levels. You can create situations where you both set up interesting tactics that can only be pulled off with two people. For example, you can have both players set up traps and then have one player set up a sniping position, and the other can act as bait to lure the enemies into the traps and be easy prey for your partner. Or you both could set up sniping positions to cover each other, or deploy a series of other tactics. Again, since the campaign maps from 3 and 5 are rather large and densely packed, this easily means that playing the same mission multiple times will play out very differently, especially in co-op. Another co-op mode that was a lot of fun was the survival mode. This was a horde-style endurance mode, where you and a few players must hold off against waves of enemies, where the co-op campaign allowed for any type of tactics to be deployed, from stealth to more open combat. Survival does not put much focus on stealth, and instead focuses on preparation and direct action. You need to defend different locations, meaning you get nice focus map variety set up in chunks. There's a nice flow here with a great amount of intensity and then getting ready for the next wave. Survival isn't anything revolutionary, but it's a solid mode. Now, some of the other games had other co-op modes as well, but honestly one of the best ones were the Overwatch missions. And oddly enough, these are not found in Sniper Elite 5. 5 is a great and fun game in many ways, along with featuring some nice enhancements to the core gameplay. But the removal of the Overwatch missions is easily the game's greatest flaw. I honestly think the developers may have not realized how much the player base loved these missions. If anything, 5 should have expanded on Overwatch, rather than removing them altogether. My objective for this video is to illustrate why Overwatch is so awesome, what makes it special, and how I hope Rebellion brings it back in the future with future content updates. This is a company that listens to its fan base, and I hope they take the time here. The Overwatch missions were always a delight in the prior games, where the co-op campaign would provide a wealth of freedom to how the players can tackle a level. Overwatch placed restrictions on the players by putting them into specific roles. These missions were curated for this design, and they were awesome to experience. Now, there are benefits to both types of design. A completely freeform design means so much is up to how the player assesses the situation, providing a more open sandbox, whereas the Overwatch missions give you intense and interesting situations by giving each player a specific job. One player is the operative, armed with a variety of equipment, but has no access to a sniper rifle, which means that there is a limitation to what they can do in a fight. But this foot soldier is the only one who can complete the objectives on the ground, along with being the only one to tag enemies for their partner. The sniper has an equally important job, as they provide continual cover to their friends. This is also another factor when selecting your loadout equipment before an Overwatch mission. You both need to be prepared to hold your own, since your partner cannot heal you. But this also means you need to consider the equipment to be the best for the role you have chosen, to help your ally out the best way you can. You cannot reach each other nor provide any healing. Again, both players are provided two distinct roles, and are forced to work in tandem to complete the level's objectives to win. This naturally leads to satisfying cooperative problem solving, and freedom of choice, but in a different way. Where in a co-op campaign mission, you can largely work as two independent forces to complete your goal, or as a two two-man unit. The Overwatch missions can only be completed by finding an effective way to rely and work with your partner. Neither can complete the objectives without the other person's help. Yes, this means that you are forced to play with someone else to see these missions, but by being designed this way from the ground up means that you get to experience something very unique and specific that can only be provided in an Overwatch mission for Sniper Elite. Just like how the switch to more open levels in Sniper Elite 3 saw this series better realizing its concepts. These Overwatch missions highlight the very best from the series in a co-op medium. In many ways, these missions remind me of the really well done Spec Op missions from Modern Warfare 2 and 3. As I mentioned before, cooperative problem solving is a key element that makes these missions shine. It promotes a more active co-op experience, where each player needs to communicate with each other to win the battle. For example, the foot soldier is in the thick of the action, whereas the sniper is removed from it. But this also allows him to survey more of the battlefield. A good sniper can effectively inform their point man on when to move, attack, or hide. Also, on a simple level, I think Rebellion knew this type of mode is practically perfect for their sniper-focused game, which is why I'm surprised that Overwatch cannot be found anywhere in Sniper Elite 5. In Sniper Elite 4, there were only 2 Overwatch missions provided, and both were very memorable. In one mission, you need to attack a rail yard during the daylight. Like many missions from 4, the area is pretty big, with a town to kickstart the level. The operative is tasked with completing the objectives, and can opt to search many of the town's many buildings. There's a lot of places to hide, and as a result, the sniper may have a harder time finding targets. This means that the operative must do their best to tag enemies so that their partner can be a more effective sniper. Once you get to the rail yard portion of the level, it is much more open, meaning that the operative needs to choose his actions wisely, whereas the sniper has an easier time picking off many of the enemies. Just in this level, you can see how it's designed to allow each player to have a job, and how cooperation is at the core of this experience. The other mission is great as well, as you and your friend attack an enemy installation at night. There's an interesting thing that happens while you're playing these missions for the first time. For example, as the sniper, you can see your ally on the ground, and I found myself wondering how he saw this from his position, and you get a better understanding of this when you replay the level in a new role. I understand that there were only ever a handful of these missions in each of the prior games, but I absolutely love them. I honestly cannot be alone in thinking that way. Sniper Elite 5 is a very fun game, and it would have been even better with some Overwatch missions. As a whole, I really like Sniper Elite 5. Like the prior sequels, it provides incremental improvements on the formula. Generally, the movement, aiming, and shooting all feel smoother in 5. I love the additions of being able to aim in first person with your small arms, along with the wealth of customization for all of your guns. This adds so many personalization options to allow the player to have their own specific set of weapons. There is a lot to love in Sniper Elite 5, and I am a big fan of the new invasion mode. While I have always found this mechanic rather interesting in other games, I can understand how it can cause frustration, as it can set a player back like in something like the Souls series. But the way it's implemented in Sniper Elite 5 means that it infuses a new level of constant tension and flips the campaign mission on its head. One minute you're trying to best tackle a set of AI enemies, and in another moment you now need to contend with a human enemy actively hunting you down. But options like being able to save whenever you're being invaded help to alleviate some of the frustration with a feature like this, and it retains a friendly and enjoyable amount of competition. But I still miss the Overwatch missions. I will give Rebellion credit in providing a new mode in the absence of Overwatch, but the Overwatch missions should have come back as well. I'm a huge fan of this developer. They generally make good to great games. For the last few years, they haven't missed yet. My hope is that Rebellion sees this video and reconsiders their future content. I would love to see Overwatch return, and I think it would be perfect to include these missions as part of the free content updates. I think Rebellion has made a really fun game with Sniper Elite 5, and I just want it to be even better. If you miss or want these missions to come back, leave a like on this video, and tell me why you enjoyed the Overwatch missions. Hopefully this video can be used as a way to present this to Rebellion from the Sniper Elite community. If you're interested in being notified of new videos, please hit the subscribe button and bell. And if you'd like to support the channel and get early access to content, please check out my Patreon. All of the links will be at the end of this video and within the description. And thank you very much for watching.